As this 2020 Atlantic hurricane season continues to rage on, and with us moving away from the original names list and currently at Delta in the Greek alphabet, it seems like the activity across the Atlantic and the Pacific is not stopping. As we are closely approaching the November 2020 end date of this Atlantic hurricane season, it makes us wonder if there may be additional storms as November closes in. As it stands, Hurricane Delta has rapidly intensified into a Category 2 storm, and according to forecasters, it is expected to keep strengthening today. Delta has rapidly intensified into a Category 2 hurricane in the Western Caribbean Sea. Delta may become a major hurricane by the time it gets closer to the Yucatan Peninsula and closer to western Cuba. Hurricane Delta will then likely hit the northern U.S. Gulf Coast as the week progresses. Delta is still expected to become a formidable hurricane when it makes landfall along the Gulf Coast. Persons living close to Upper Texas coast and from Louisiana to the Florida Panhandle should monitor the progress of this hurricane very closely. Hurricane Delta is now a Category 2 storm and is located in the Caribbean Sea, and it is expected to hammer Mexico's Yucatan Peninsula by Wednesday. Hurricane Delta continues to pose a hurricane danger and threat to the U.S. Gulf Coast as the week progresses. Forecasters are expecting storm surge flooding, damaging winds, and heavy rainfall. Persons living close to the upper coast of Texas and Louisiana and closer to western Florida should be checking frequently for updates on Hurricane Delta. The maximum sustained winds coming from Hurricane Delta are now at 100 miles per hour, and the storm is moving to the west-northwest at 15 miles per hour. The winds coming out of Delta increased by 65 miles per hour over a 24 hours period on Tuesday. It easily makes the criteria for the rapid intensification of a tropical cyclone, which is a wind speed increase of at least 35 miles per hour over 24 hours or less period. Hurricane Delta intensified as a result of the environment that it had to pass through. It encountered a high ocean heat content somewhere in the tropical Atlantic basin. It also passed through low wind shear, and there was sufficiently moist air in a region of notorious contributory factors that normally lead to storm intensification in October. A hurricane warning is currently in effect from Tulum to Zizalam in Mexico, which includes Cancun and Cozumel. Hurricane conditions are also expected in this area by early Wednesday, with conditions deteriorating on Tuesday. A tropical storm warning has been issued for the Cayman Islands and the western areas of Cuba, where tropical storm conditions are expected on Tuesday and Wednesday. Monday, the Meteorological Service in Jamaica had decided to continue the flash flood watch for low-lying and flood-prone areas of all parishes across Jamaica. The flash flood watch remained in place until 5 p.m. on Monday. According to the Meteorological Office, they had stated that Delta was south of Jamaica, and they were concerned with the speed of its development. At the time as well, the center of Delta was located near latitude 16.4 degrees north and longitude 78.4 degrees west, and it was approximately 210 kilometers south of Negril in Jamaica. Delta was moving towards the west-northwest near 15 kilometers per hour, and its general motion would continue for the next day or so. A faster northwestward motion was expected to appear on Tuesday and Wednesday within the system. Based on the forecast, the center of Delta was expected to move away from Jamaica later on Monday. It was expected to move near or over the Cayman Islands as Monday night progressed, and that it would approach the Isle of Youth and western Cuba areas on Tuesday afternoon or later in Tuesday evening. Maximum sustained winds from Delta were increasing to near 65 kilometers per hour with higher gusts. Additional strengthening was expected during the next few days of this week, and the tropical storm at the time was expected to become a hurricane when it moved closer or over western Cuba. As Delta continues to move south and west of Jamaica, the impacts of it will continue across most parishes throughout the day. Based on information collected, it is indicating that moderate to heavy showers and thunderstorms will be affecting all parishes in Jamaica from Sunday to Tuesday, and with the greatest intensity occurring across northeastern and southern parishes. The forecast also states that moderate to heavy showers and thunderstorms will continue across sections of most parishes on Monday and will continue into Tuesday as well. With the showers and thunderstorms, rainfall amounts could be 75 to 100 millimeters, with higher values likely over hilly areas, and flash flooding is also possible across parishes. Strong gusty winds in the vicinity of thunderstorms are likely, especially over southern parishes today. Fishers and other small craft operators who are in port are advised not to venture out to sea, as the conditions out there could deteriorate in the vicinity of showers, thunderstorms, and gusty winds. Those persons who use the sea should exercise extreme caution. Forecasters are expecting that Hurricane Delta will become a major hurricane as it continues to strengthen over the period of the next 4 days. They expect it to get to a Category 3 status storm before it passes near to Mexico's Yucatan Peninsula, and it will pass through areas like Cozumel and Cancun on Tuesday night into Wednesday. This may be the strongest hurricane strike on Cancun in 15 years, since Wilma stalled over the northeast Yucatan Peninsula after becoming the strongest Atlantic Basin tropical cyclone on record by pressure. After that, the forecast is suggesting that Delta will eventually turn northward towards the U.S. Gulf Coast late in this week. Where and when that northward turn occurs will determine what areas see the greatest potential impacts, somewhere from as far west as the upper Texas coast to Louisiana into the Florida Panhandle. Hurricane Delta is forecast to become an intense hurricane in the southern Gulf of Mexico by Wednesday, and after that, the wind intensity could diminish somewhat due to increasingly unfavorable upper-level winds and cooler Gulf waters as it draws closer to the United States and makes landfall on Friday. In the Caribbean, Cayman Islands will see bands of heavy rain and tropical storm conditions from Hurricane Delta today. There will be peak impacts in Mexico's Yucatan Peninsula, and these areas include Cancun and Cozumel. And as Tuesday and Wednesday progresses, they will experience some conditions from the hurricane. Northeast parts of the peninsula should see destructive winds, heavy rain, and storm surge flooding. Heavy rain will possibly lead to flash flooding and mudslides in the higher terrains of western Cuba and Mexico's northeast Yucatan Peninsula. The U.S. Gulf Coast. The forecasters are predicting dangerous storm surges, hurricane-force winds, and flooding rainfall, and these will impact the northern areas of the Gulf Coast. These are the potential impacts that may come from Hurricane Delta. Rainfall and gusty winds will increase on the northern Gulf Coast as soon as Thursday. The strongest winds and worst storm surge conditions will likely arrive by Friday as Hurricane Delta draws closer to the coast. Forecasts coming out of the United States indicate that Hurricane Delta could affect Yucatan Peninsula in Mexico as a Category 4 storm by Wednesday. It may turn towards the U.S. Gulf Coast and reach land by Saturday morning. Rapid intensification in tropical systems occurs when there is an increase of wind speed of 35 miles per hour or more, in strengthening in 24 hours. Hurricane Delta strengthened by 40 miles per hour when Monday came to a close. Hurricane Delta is a Category 2 hurricane with winds of 100 miles per hour and is currently located 125 miles south of Grand Cayman. According to the forecasters, there is an uncertain path for this hurricane towards the United States. Whilst it is poised to only get stronger as it approaches the Yucatan Channel between Mexico and Cuba, Cuba and the eastern Yucatan, including the city of Cancun, are under hurricane warnings as the storm threatens to make landfall. From Mexico, the storm is forecast to move into the western Gulf of Mexico by Wednesday into Thursday and is not expected to hit the U.S. coast until Saturday morning. The Gulf may be conducive for Delta to maintain its impact, but with 3 days until it reaches the U.S., forecasts are still uncertain. They expect that it could make landfall somewhere between the coast of Louisiana, Alabama, or the Florida Panhandle as a Category 3 hurricane. Although there is still significant uncertainty regarding Delta's intensity, when it nears the northern Gulf Coast, it is becoming increasingly likely that the system will pose a significant wind and storm surge threat to a portion of the area. But there is another variable that meteorologists are considering: Delta's interaction with Gamma, which is still drifting near the Yucatan Peninsula as a post-tropical cyclone. This makes predicting Delta's path a little bit tricky, as interactions with Gamma's remnants could result in a sharp westward jog, after which a sharp turn back towards the northwest could occur. Delta is the season's 25th named storm. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and please be safe.